Welcome to J Lowe Artist. Today we're going to be doing linear perspective. Once you understand it, it's quite liberating and you can be very, very creative with it, create some wonderful depth. And if you understand linear perspective and value and how they go together to create depth and form, it's a wonderful thing. Thank you, Filippo Brunelleschi, the father of linear perspective. Appreciate you drawing along with me. So let's try some linear perspective. Thanks for being here today and drawing with me. This is going to be 1-point linear perspective. Got one more. This is probably the easiest out of them all because now that we understand linear perspective, this becomes quite easy. Go ahead and draw your name in block letters. You can have them across the top. You can have them down the side. You can have them diagonal. You can have them arched. I mean, if you want to do an archway, you can just do yourself some guidelines and say, this is where I want my letters. Don't do bubble letters, do them block letters. Bubble letters don't work as well. They're difficult to do. And if you want, you can write out your letters first and then block them. That sometimes is easier. So if you have a very short name like Al, make a longer one. You got to have some letters in there, at least 5 letters. Yes, yeah, you can have it any way you want it. You have it straight across the top. You can have it diagonal, up and down. I'm just curving mine just for fun. And then choose a vanishing point, anywhere you want to put it. I'm going to make mine fairly easy. I'm just going to put it down here at the bottom somewhere, right there. There's my vanishing point. And now, just like we did with any other blocks, like we did with that chair at the beginning, just find your edges. What if your edges is curved? So I've got a curve for my J. What do I do? All you got to do is go from your vanishing point and just rotate your ruler around it till you get to the edge of your curve. So there's the edge of my curve right there. That's where my line goes. If you've got an O or an A or a P, you just go to your curve and go towards your vanishing point. Now, if you're going to erase all this part down in here, don't draw it in. Keep it simple. I hate erasing. That's one of my worst things. I hate erasing. Any edge. Now, if your edge hits another letter, for example, this little edge here, as it comes down, it hits this edge here. That's as far as I go. Why draw it in if I'm going to erase it anyway? So don't have to worry about it. Just draw what you need. You're going to run into tangents too, by the way. For example, this edge of the F and this edge of the E become the same line. That's called a tangent. Well, almost. Yeah, almost, not quite. But you're going to come up with that. It's okay. You just need the one line, but just remember where it is because you have to deal with it somehow. Tangent is where one line runs into another line. It works. It just is. Here's my R, same thing, it's round. I just move my ruler until I come to the edge of the roundness. And that's where my line goes. You might be able to see inside your letters if you're doing like an A or a P. Whoops, there's the tangent right there. This one and the R ran together. Now we have to do back edges. And the easiest way I know how to say to do back edges, if your front edge ends here, choose. You just say, well, my back edge is going to end right there. That's just a guess. I'm just going to put a little guideline there and say, well, that's where my back edge ends. So my E, if it goes this way, the back edge has to parallel. It's got to be the same thing. If my Y goes this way, my back edge has to do the same thing. R, F, E, and the J, same thing. If it curves like this, my back edge has to do the same thing. And then you just connect your other lines. In this one, it would come up here, and then somewhere in there I might see that little edge right there. Just a little bit. This is a guess. It's an educated guess. But somewhere up in there it's going to end. I can't see any of these other edges, so I'm done with that letter. Voila, that's done. Now the E. Well, if my front edge goes up, my back edge has to go up. So I'm going to parallel it. I'm going to look at this edge, look at your ruler, parallel them. Ta-da, that's it. There's no more. I can't see any of these others. F is going to do the same thing. And this one, again, I've got to guess. I've got to come up and say, well, if this is the end up here, it's going to come down. Maybe I've got a little edge there for the top one, and this one, it's going to come down a bit, be about right there. That's it. I'm guessing. But it's an educated guess because I kind of know where they're going to end. This one, this is an angle, so I've got to do the same thing. I've got to parallel this to my ruler, get the same angle, and write that in. Okay, can't see anything else. There's my E. Can't see anything else on the E. The Y, oh my goodness. It's going to come up here, and then angle. I've got to have that same angle. And this one, same thing over there. Try to parallel them. Voila, that's it. Now I just erase what I don't need. Thanks for coming along on this journey. Thanks for doing linear perspective with me. Have a lovely day. And remember, art makes life better.